Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Verse Explorer, where we dive deep into God's Word to discover His truths and His presence in our lives. Today, we're going to explore a powerful verse, Psalm 16:18. Our focus is on understanding the significance of God's presence and how it can transform our daily walk with Him. Psalm 16:8 says, "I have set the Lord always before me, because He is at my right hand, I shall not be moved." This verse is a beautiful declaration of trust and confidence in God's constant presence. Let's break it down and see what it reveals about God's presence in our lives. First, the psalmist says, "I have set the Lord always before me." This phrase indicates a conscious choice. It's about intentionally focusing on God's presence, keeping Him at the forefront of our minds, our hearts, and our daily decisions. In our hectic lives, it's easy to become distracted by worries, responsibilities, or worldly cares. But here the psalmist reminds us that we have the power to prioritize God's presence. When we choose to fix our eyes on Him, it changes our perspective and anchors us in truth. Think about how you can set the Lord before you each day through prayer, reading His Word, or simply being mindful of His nearness. It's a deliberate act that invites God's presence into every part of our lives. Next, the verse states, "Because He is at my right hand, I shall not be moved." This speaks to the assurance that God's presence is not fleeting. The phrase "at my right hand" symbolizes closeness, support, and authority. It reflects a position of strength and protection. When we recognize that God's presence is always near at our right hand, we can face life challenges with confidence. We are not alone. His support holds us steady, preventing us from being shaken or moved by life storms. Imagine walking through a storm with a trusted friend by your side. That's what God's presence is like. He is our refuge, our strength, and our unshakable support. So what does this mean practically? When we keep God's presence before us, we're reminded that we're under His watchful eye. We can walk with confidence knowing that He is with us, guiding, protecting, and empowering us. In the New Testament, Jesus promised, "Lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world." This echoes the psalmist's declaration, God's presence is everlasting and unchanging. No matter what you're facing today, be it trials, temptations, or uncertainties, remember that God's presence is always available. When you set Him before you, you invite His peace and strength into your life. Living in God's presence isn't just about moments of prayer or worship. It's about a continual awareness of His nearness. It's about walking in His light, listening to His voice, and trusting in His guidance. Start your day by inviting God's presence through prayer. Meditate on His Word throughout the day. Be mindful of His nearness in your actions and decisions. End your day reflecting on how God's presence carried you through. When we do this, Psalm 16:8 becomes a reality in our lives, an unshakable confidence rooted in God's constant presence. To close, I want to encourage you today to deliberately set the Lord before you. Recognize that He is at your right hand, close, supportive, and unmovable. When you align your life with His presence, you'll find stability, strength, and peace that surpasses all understanding. Remember, God's presence is not just a feeling, it's a promise, always near, always faithful. If this message has blessed you, please like, share, leave a comment, and subscribe for more Bible teachings. I encourage you to meditate on Psalm 16:8 today. Let God's presence be your anchor in every season. Thank you for watching, and may the peace of Christ be with you always.